In the last episode, I sailed from the west coast of Scotland in mid-November, beginning a solo passage across the Irish Sea and into the Bay of Biscay. This week we pick up the action on board Aiaia, 2 days out from Greystones Island, just west of the Scilly Islands. We have prime downwind conditions and the Atlantic is finally opening up ahead of. As I go through editing with Morgan, it's worth saying I'm not a professional presenter or cameraman. I'm a sailor trying to capture the adventure and share it with like-minded people. Solo sailing is tough, and between focusing on the boat and dealing with a bit of fatigue, I do occasionally get things a bit mixed up. But what you're seeing is a true account, nothing is staged, every clip is one take, there's no script, it's raw, and it's real. But I do hope you enjoy it.
Good morning. So it's 4 in the morning here in the English Channel. We're actually south now of the Scilly Islands. We're at the other, and we're south of the traffic separation schemes. It's been it's a bit rolly, it's a bit nasty. We've had to go wing on wing to make the sort of the heading that I'm hoping to achieve, which means because we're poled our head sail and boom, it means the boat is rolling pretty substantially at times, but we are cracking along nicely. We're doing 7 and a bit knots. It has just started to rain, so I have just put the washboards in and just to seal her up a little bit because you don't want the boat to get absolutely soaked. So yeah, what we've been doing is 20-minute cat naps. So that's pretty much been my life now for the last 2 nights. So I just get I have a good lookout. If I can't see any traffic, then I go and get 20 minutes, set an alarm like on a timer that actually buzzes me, and then I'll get up, check it all again, make sure right the position down on the chart. But right now I'll show you outside and our current sail configuration, because it has just stopped raining. And there we go. So we've got a poled out Genoa, quite heavily furled, and 2 reefs in the main, and we've got sort of 20 knots true wind, so we're a bit conservative on the sail plan right now. We could have a little bit more head sail out, but I also just want to take it easy with the equipment, and it is quite rolly. The wind generator's charging away, tow gen's going. Yeah, we're making decent speeds. 7 knots right now, which isn't too bad.
To keep Aiaia's batteries topped up while sailing, I use a combination of wind generation and an AquaAir 100 towable water generator and solar panels. The AquaAir 100 is essentially a small propeller towed behind Aiaia on a long line. The faster I sail, the more power it produces. It's older technology and doesn't have the convenience of a transom-mounted water-and-sea unit, but I've picked this up cheaply on eBay and I've been impressed with it so far. Recovering the unit can be a bit tricky while underway, but I use a funnel that slides down the tow line and blocks the water flow to the propeller, stopping it from spinning. Then it's just a case of a bit of elbow grease to haul everything back on board.
So day 3, and we're now well and truly into the Bay of Biscay. All's going well. The wind is supposed to drop out later on this evening, and then pretty much stay quite light until tomorrow evening. So it looks like there's going to be a bit of motoring in the horizon coming up ahead, but right now we're trucking along nicely, sort of between 5 and 7 knots, which is good. The wind's quite up and down. It's very much between a force 4 and a 6, because 1 minute there's nothing, and then next minute it'll pipe up again and it'll be quite strong, and you can feel the boat surging away. Yeah, it's all good. I'll show you around outside. We've kept the same sort of sail configuration. Tow generators still towing, wind generators still charging. Still got 2 reefs in the main, and then right now, because the wind has come down again, we've gone for a full Genoa. I've got this crazy pole set up here because last night it was the way the winds were. You kept having to, the angle kept changing, so I couldn't really sail the heading I was wanting to, and I didn't really want to go dead downwind, but if I did have to, it meant you'd have to pull a sail out, otherwise due to the swell it was just collapsing constantly. So yeah, that's why we got the pole out. Yeah, it's a little bit grey today, not as nice as yesterday. There was a bit of sunshine, but the main thing is it ain't raining, and that counts for a lot. Yeah, it's all going good.
As we enter the 4th day at sea, the breeze begins to back to the northwest, so it was time to jibe eyes spinning the pole over to keep us on course.
So it's 1 o'clock on Tuesday the 18th of November, and the light wind that was forecast is pretty much here. In fact, to be honest, there's a bit more than what was predicted, and it's meaning that we are able to sail. Last night was quite a calm night. It was actually engine on and motoring, because it had predicted to get cut out completely, but there was more than there was predicted. But the problem is it kept changing directions so often, so I just decided it was easier to motor. So anyway, right now I've got the engine up, sorry, the engine's off. We're refueling the boat after probably about 10 hours worth of motoring. I'm just waiting for the weather forecast to, or the latest model to download now, and to downloading with the Iridium Go unit, so it's taking ages. But yeah, it's all good. The slatting and the banging that you can hear is it's the sails. Unfortunately, the light winds is very hard on the gear, you know, because it's not easy for it just slatting backwards and forwards like that. But it's that or listening to the engine. So we're actually making better than you would think speed wise. So 4.8 through the water with 11 knots of wind, sort of dead astern of us. I would prefer to be going off at an angle and keeping both sails on one side, and that also keeps the boat steadier, and then the steadier boat means that it won't be slatting like that. But the problem is the forecast is given to go more northwest later, so I'd rather position myself more to the south right now, and then when the weather goes more northwest, it'll mean then that I'll have a more favourable angle for when the wind starts to get a bit stronger, because you don't want to be dead downwind when the weather is strong. Well, at least I don't anyway. I prefer to be running at an angle. So let's see what the latest forecast has got to say. Oh, it's nearly downloaded. So yeah, we're currently in about here, so 46, 33, so there's 33. So in the last hour we're about there. We haven't moved all that far. Well, there we go. And the weather has just finished downloading, so let's take a quick peek. Okay, so first of all we can see straight away that there is going to be a bit more wind, roughly from around about 8 o'clock on November the 19th, so that's tomorrow at 8. It starts to get up again to around about 20 knots. So let's have a quick look at that. So here's the light winds that we're experiencing right now, and it starts filling in, well, again from around about sort of 9 o'clock, I reckon, this evening. So yeah, the more over to the east I go, the better angle I'll have, because it's basically blowing due north. So if I go out more to the east, it means I'll be coming at it with a slightly better angle. At least that's my plan anyway. You know, plans can change. It can be different for what is predicted, but yeah, that's the crack at the moment. Yeah, as you can hear, it's pretty hard on the gear with the slatting like that backwards and forwards. You can feel it shaking the mast the whole time, every time it does it. But we are moving better than you would think, really, with what little wind there is. So yeah, we'll stick with it for the time being.
After persisting with the light breezes, I eventually put Aiaia's engine on to maintain our southward progress.
So it's 8 o'clock, and yeah, we're still in the Bay of Biscay, and it's really calm right now. The last few hours it's just been motoring, and the sea's pretty glassy out there. So I've been trying to head directly south, because the wind is supposed to come in from the northwest later on. And right now, as you can hear, there is no engine running. There's just this ghost of a zephyr which is just started to appear. And I believe this is probably the wind now, here to stay from the northwest with the 3 knots. So let me show you. Yeah, there we go. Northwest and 3 knots. And we're sort of now exactly on course for almost for the corner of Spain. Yeah, it's strange because it's still and quiet, and there's no moon out here, so it's like it's properly dark. No stars. It feels like you're moving in a black void, which is strange, but also kind of awesome. Yeah, it's just enough to keep the flags fluttering. Got the Spanish flag up now. Thought I'd do that so I didn't forget. There's just enough wind to keep the wind generators spinning and the tow generators on. Yeah, fingers crossed, should be a marvellous evening.
As the evening progressed, the wind continued to build into a spirited 4-6, so I opted for 2 reefs in the main to help keep things settled on board.
Good morning everybody from the Bay of Biscay. It is Wednesday the 19th of November, and all is well. We've just had a fun 15 minutes. I'm so glad I put the second reef in last night. We just had like a squall blow through, and it went from sort of 16 knots of wind, sort of true wind speed, right up to 30. So you know, double what it had been. And the alarms were sounding left, right, and centre. But I could see it was coming, so I put a little bit of, I furled some of the head sail away. Would have been nice if I'd done a bit more of that, but anyway, it doesn't matter, everything was fine. Just goes to show you, I knew that there was potential for wind there, and I did prepare for it, but you know, you never know how much it's going to be, that's the thing. Anyway, so it lasted about 15 minutes, blew through, and then now it's settled down again to pretty much what it was doing beforehand. Anyway, that was, well, got dressed up for it, and this is pre-coffee me, so right now I'm gonna have that coffee and wake up a little bit. So, we're now onto the next chart, which is good. C48 with Imray. We're currently 54.6 nautical miles away from bagger. Just a bit of sea coming in there. Got me chart wet. These charts are waterproof. Yeah, so yeah, we're 54.6 nautical miles away from Camarenas, and we're currently sort of heading a course which is next to this explosive dumping zone. So there's the top of northern Spain. Yeah, little bit, you can do that, so it's a bit easier to see. Yeah, there's the top of northern Spain. And then there's a traffic separation scheme here. So I've set a waypoint for there just to give me some sort of an idea as to how far away roughly than I am, 54.5. And now I've got the choice. I can either duck into here and go and anchor, and right now it's saying that we're sort of 10 hours, between 10 and 7 hours away from that. So you get in around about 2:20 in the morning. So yeah, depending on how rough it gets out here, depends on whether or not I'll do that. But I imagine that when I come next to the land, it's probably going to settle the swell down a little bit. I would have thought. Yeah, I mean, right now it says 4.6, 23 knots. With the 3 reefs in, it's It's actually quite comfortable. It's not too bad really on board. It's definitely better from this angle than it would be if it was coming from coming right at the nose. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to have dinner and a cup of coffee. I think it's going to be a long evening. And then yeah, I'll make decisions as to what happens when we get closer.
On this trip, I tried one of Predict Wind's newer features, Over the Horizon AIS. It's AIS information that can be downloaded via the Iridium unit. Aiaia's built-in AIS receiver normally picks up vessels at around 12 nautical miles. Over the Horizon AIS gives me an extra early warning, a clearer picture of what's ahead before it's in range.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon even. It's actually it's Thursday the 20th. So we've been at sea now since Saturday, midday Saturday. And we're just closing up the coast now with our final destination, which is Vigo. But we had a little drama last night. Well, I say a little drama. I've just managed to get a bit more phone signal. You see the pin here with a fish, and it says 6.9 nautical miles. Well, apparently there was an orca attack there last night, and they're only 7 nautical miles away from where I went through. Yeah, if that's accurate. I mean, there's no mention as to what type of boat it was, just the fact that there was an attack. So yeah, not sure exactly, but anyway, that happened. So far, we've got 27 nautical miles still to run to get into Vigo. So fingers crossed. I don't see any orcas between now and then. Yeah, I saw there was dolphins last night. There was heaps, but I didn't see any. I didn't see any orcas. Yeah, 7 nautical miles is a bit close for comfort.
As I close with the coast, there's a real sense of accomplishment. I've made it, I wasn't chewed by a whale, the rig's still standing and everything's in one piece on board. The sunnier weather makes it feel like I've escaped winter for a while. But the job's not quite finished yet. The sails need to come down, I need to prep the anchor and hope there's a good spot in the bay for the evening. More importantly, I need to search the drinks cabinet for Captain's Hour Madeira.
So that's us, arrived safely in Vigo. I think a drink is deserved. I'm quite ready for some sleep right now. That's the truth of it. It's the last sort of 3 days have been there's been a lot of shipping, so you know, you've had to sleeps have only really been 20-minute cat naps at best. But yeah, I just thought I'd sign off this video and give you the details all in all. So it was 15 days in total between Scotland and here, but we spent 3 days in Greystones and 3 days in Ardglass. So all in all, it was 9 days from Crewe to here in Vigo, sailing 1,019 nautical miles. I'd just like to say thanks to everyone who likes the video, and if you did like the video, please consider subscribing. I know that helps Morgan grow his channel, which is great. So yeah, cheers. That's one for me to celebrate getting in, and here's one to Neptune for allowing us to get in. And yeah, thanks to everyone who's watched.
I really hoped you've enjoyed this Sailing So Far special. We're still mapping out what next year's adventures will look like and how we'll get both boats back together again. But one thing's for sure, next year will be even better.